Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to our webinar. Today we are heading over to France with the wonderful ISART Digital School, who are here to discuss all things digital, gaming, management with you, and how your applications are welcome and how you can apply today or whenever you feel is necessary. We do have a question and answer session at the very end of our webinar. We welcome any questions throughout. Of course, please do let us know of your thoughts, and we do want to get to those at the very end of the webinar. Now, should you have those questions, please do ask them in the Q&A box just at the bottom of your screen. And to those on Facebook, please do register at the link above, which will be able to take you to our live page, which we are discussing today. Okay, I'm going to hand you over to your presenter, Azad, and he will be talking to you today.
Yeah, thank you, Sabura. So, hi everyone. I hope you're going fine. My name is Azad Lisbaronian. I'm the head of development for ISART Digital. So I started my career as a CG artist for video game and animation. And later I jumped in the education and I manage different curriculum, different schools. And for the past 5 years, I had the privilege to be the director of the Montreal campus. So today we are going to speak about a very new project we are launching for September 2023. So this is ISART Game Business School. This is a business school actually, but focused on the video game industry and all the digital aspects of the industry. So I'm going to share my screen so you can see the presentation I will do today. So let's start up. So become game creative manager for the video game industry. So I will explain you a bit what ISART Digital is. So ISART Digital is an international school. It has been created more than 20 years ago, in 2001 precisely. And we have a strong alumni network of 2,000 graduates, so because of the long life of the school, and all this alumni network is spread all over the world, in North America, Europe, Asia, and we have a very strong employment rate because 94% of our students find a job within the 6 months after graduation. And we are regularly ranked as the top schools in the world for the video game, specifically because our students have a very strong connection with the industry during the whole curriculum. So here you can find some examples of what do our alumni after school. So they work on very famous projects of video games, but we also have a CG animation and VFX section. We have also the music and sound design curriculum, but today we're here to speak about the Nice project. So Nice is a city in the south of France, but I will explain you that later. So few words about our alumni network and some examples of success. For example, students who work in Ubisoft as associate game director on Assassin's Creed. So this is few examples. We have a lot of different examples. And we also have students who want to go in the entrepreneurship field. So we have students who want to launch their own company. For example, Shakib, one of our students here in Paris, decided to launch his own company for video games. So we are very, very proud of him. And entrepreneurship is something that is deeply in the DNA of ISART Digital. And that's what I will explain later. But concerning our alumni, as you can see, we have some testify of the production people working both in film or in video game about the quality of our graduates. Here are some examples of what you can do later if you join ISART Digital, because here are 4 examples of video games that you can find in the market on the stores, for example, Nintendo Switch, Steam, and others, because these projects were basically graduates projects. So this is the project of our students in Paris or Montreal, working together to create video games. And some of these projects have been spotted by the publishers during the professional jury, the graduation jury, and they find potential on some of them projects. So they propose our students to launch their own company and to give money to make the development of the game possible after the studies. So we help our students because we have an incubator to help people and students to work together and to work on the development of the game. So this is few examples of what the entrepreneurship is for ISART Digital. It's very important for us to help our students to launch their own business. So as a student-centered school, we also have strong engagement, ethics, and values inside the school for our students in order that they can have a good scholarity, a good experience with us. So this is very safe and quiet environment for them to learn. And we are very, we take care of our students even in the internship area. So we have strong values and we want our students to feel good at school and to work safe. So as you noticed, ISART Digital is actually different kind of universes. You have creative people, you have technical people, and you have people who want to work on the business and to work on the publisher side of the business. And all these areas actually work together. They need to collaborate. You need creative people, you need technical people, and you need people in the business management in order to produce the video games and in order to make your games visible for the audience, So that's what we are going to talk today, because we are launching the very first business school focused on the video game in Nice. It's a city in the south of France, and we are very happy because the industry professional asked us to launch this kind of curriculum to have the best manager in the future for the digital industry. So as you may know, the video game industry is something huge. Last year, the turnover is $184 billion worldwide. So it's really huge. And if you are passionate about digital, about video games, well, you can find your place in the business because you have a lot of space for people who want to join here and to work in this industry. So the skills you will learn during your curriculum at ISART Game Business School are easily transferable in other kind of industries, more traditional, for example, the car, for example, the medical, for example, the buildings, because the management process on all the techniques you learn in ISART Game Business School, you can find them in other types of industries. And concerning the location of Nice, well, it's obvious because first of all, the landscape is great, the weather is great, you have the sea, you have the culture of the city, you are in the south of France, it's a crossroad with the Mediterranean countries all around, you have an international airport, it's very easy to travel and to connect with the industry in Europe. So the location of Nice was obvious for us. So what makes us different from other business schools? Well, as I mentioned before, ISART has been created more than 20 years ago and is really specialized for the video games industry. So we know everybody in the industry, every studio in the world knows ISART Digital because of the quality of the pedagogy, because of the quality of the project, and because of the alumni network, which is very strong. And the main difference is that we are going to make you work together. Because if you are a student at ISART Game Business School, you will work with students from Paris and students from Montreal. Like in the real life, if you were working in a studio, for example, most of the video game studios are working with people abroad, with different time zone, with different language. So it's important for you as a student to experience this from the very beginning of your school. So we are making the connection between people, between students, and you will work on real projects. you have to know that you are going to work on real data, on real issues of production. You have to find solution together, because students in Paris and in Montreal are going to produce their own video games. But you, as a publisher student, well, you are going to develop the marketing plan, the publishing plan. You are going to help them to put their games on the market with the best way possible. So during the year, you'll have different projects. You'll have, of course, the graduation project you will work on. You'll have end of year project, end of bachelor project. You'll have the game week. The game week is an event during the year where students are mixed together in order to produce a short video game, a simple one, but it's a real video game. And you'll have as well professional events like ISART Talent, ISART Connect, and you'll have a strong student life on the campus. So ISART Talent and ISART Connect are professional events where we invite the studios in school to meet the student, to showcase their work, and to connect with our future graduates. So the objectives of the courses is based on 4 pillars. First of all, you have to understand the industry you are going to work on. It's very important to have the culture, to make monitoring, to bench the project. To find ways to collect.
Hello, Azad. I think you froze just for a moment there. I don't know if you want to start again with that slide.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Is
yes,
it correct?
I can hear you. Yep.
Okay. Yep. Thank you, Sabura. So just going back on the data. Well, the data is mandatory for every publisher now who wants to launch a game, AAA, a mobile game. It's very important to collect information about the users in order to understand the behavior of the audience, to improve your product. So you will learn how to use data, how to collect data and what it is. And you have to understand the product you are doing. What kind of product, what kind of game, what kind of audience you are targeting. So it's a mix between product and marketing. You have to know your audience in order to communicate with it in order to have the strongest possible message, and to find the correct way to advertise your product, and to find the correct ways to connect with your audience. So this is something that you will learn during the courses in ISART Game Business School. So a quick outline of the courses for the bachelor degree. The bachelor degree, well, it will be taught in French. You'll have marketing, data management in the first year. In the second year, we have quite the same with legal aspects, HR, finance. And in the third year, you have to choose an option between sales and marketing or game design and data. And you'll have a bachelor project to do with a team, because it will be a collaborative project, but you'll have individual project as well during the whole curriculum of the bachelor degree. So it's a full-time education, and you'll have internship to do, international exchanges, and yeah, this is a quite experience, full experience for people who want to work in the video game industry, or maybe others industry. As you can see, I have some examples for you of some kinds of jobs you can find in the game industry. If you take the sales and marketing option, so as you can see, different options: marketing manager, junior sales manager, junior business development manager, and so on. And you can have the opportunity to work for other kind of industries. As I said before, you can work for the medical, for the cars industry, and different kind of industry who have been inspired by the video game management process, because it's very new in terms of management. You have a lot of different techniques that you will learn from the video game industry that are spread now on other kind of industry. So it's very diverse in terms of options, and you can find different type of jobs if you choose the data and game design option. So it's more focused on the statistics and the math. And the goal with the data is to make the numbers speak, to speak about the audience behavior, how it works, how it don't works, and why it don't works, if you need to improve your product. So you have to collect a lot of information, and that kind of job, if you're interested in, you might have that kind of job after your study in the bachelor's degree. So for the master's degree, well, it's taught fully in English. It's in 2 years, and we are more on specialization and an expertise level. So you'll find quite the same topics, but with more strategy and entrepreneurship aspect, because one of the goals of the ISART Game Business School is that our graduates will be able to launch their own company at the end. So this is very relevant because you'll have a lot of connection. Your first professional network will be your schoolmates, you know. So you will have the opportunity to work with them in Nice, but as well in Paris or in Montreal, and you'll have a strong connection with technical people, creative people, and people in the business actually. So it will be very relevant if you want to work in the video game industry after your school. One time again, so some examples of what you can find as a job after the school. So brand manager, product owner, operation manager, different kind of jobs specifically for the video game industry, but as well other industries. It's possible for different kind of profile. It depends what you want to do after the school actually. So as you can see for the course outline, you have mainly marketing, entrepreneurship, project management. The data is very centric, very important. You'll have a video game history, general culture, of course, and every kind of subject and topics that makes you a very good collaborator in the future, because we need to work with people who know how to work together. It's very important in this industry. So for the first year of the bachelor's degree, you'll see the main project will be to make you understand what how it works for a marketing campaign for a video game product. It's very specific. So you'll need from the best people from the industry who will come to the school to teach you. So the main goal of the first year is to make you familiar with the video game industry and to improve your culture of this topic, because when you launch a project, when you launch a video game, you want that a lot of people can see your project and a lot of people can play your game. So if you have the best game ever made, but nobody sees it, well, it's a shame because nobody will play it. So it won't work. You won't make money, and you won't be able to go on after that. So the main idea of the first year of the bachelor's degree to make you understand the universe you will step in after the school. So for the second year of the bachelor's degree, the goal is to prepare a game as a service launch campaign. So, you know, maybe game as a service, one of the most famous is Fortnite, for sure. So this is a game that has been launched a long time ago, but it's still active because the people who develop the game create new content regularly and makes the community around the game growing, and that's the principle of game as a service. It's very specific, and this is mandatory if you want to work in the video game industry to understand how it works. But this is actually transferable to other kind of industry as well. So for the third years of the bachelor's degree, well, it depends the option you took, but the goal is to develop a monetization plan for mobile game or RPG. So the key of success, you know, for mobile game, even if it's almost free, you know, it generates a lot of money. I mentioned a few minutes ago that the turnover in the video game industry this year were it's $184 billion. So you have to know that the half of this number is generated by mobile games, and mobile games are mostly free. So you can put money on it, but it's not obliged. So you decide. But with ISART Game Business School, you will learn how to make people want to put money in it, because this is how it works for the industry of the mobile games. You have few people putting $1, and it makes hundreds of of dollars at the end of the month. So it's crazy. It's a part of the process of the creation of a game. So you need, if you want to work in this industry, how it works and what it takes to make people pay for your game. So for the Master of Science, for the first year, well, the goal is to prepare a live ops plan. So a live ops is to create events around your game, to create events inside your game in order that the audience want to join and to play, and even maybe one day to pay. Why not? This is the goal, ultimate goal, but you need to to gather your community and to make people talk about your product, and that makes a good audience, living audience in your project, and this is engagement for your product, for your game. So you need to understand how to make this engagement in your video game and to gather people and to make your game known by people who didn't know so far. So it's very important to have this kind of knowledge. And if you go at the end of the master's degree for the second year, well, the ultimate goal is to build an editorial campaign for your game. So it's a publishing plan, and you will work with the student in Paris or in Montreal together to collaborate on the publishing plan in order to launch the video game as if it were a real commercial product. So this is a real case study. You will work with technical artists, you will work with game designers, with programmers, with artists, and with sound designer as well, and producer, and you will work together as a publisher to imagine the campaign, the time, the specific momentum to create events around the game, so that the maximum of people can see your game and can play to it, and maybe one day even pay for it. So concerning the campus, well, as I said before, it's in the south of France. So it's a brand new building that will be built very soon. It will take a few months for sure, but you'll have all the sport assets in it. You'll have a pool, you'll have volleyball, you have the beach very soon, very close to the school. As I said before, you have good transport link with the international airport. You have the tram, bus. It's very central, and you'll have all student accommodation available for that. So for the admission test, it's right now, if you're interested in ISART Game Business School, we are recruiting students for the first year of the bachelor's degree, and we're recruiting students for the first year of the MSc master's degree, sorry. So just to remind you, the bachelor is in French. So the admission test will be in French. We need your school report, CV, cover letter. We'll need a general culture test that you can make it online. It's a TAGE post-bac. It's very general. And you'll have an interview in French of 45 minutes with a staff member. For the MSc, it will be almost the same, but in English, obviously, because everything is taught in English. English CV, cover letter, and for the English level requirement, it's a C1. So it should be okay, I guess, if you are interested to join us, but we need to check it. And the interview will be in English as well with a staff member of the school. So the deadline for the pre-registration is on 25 of February. Yes, you will have the interview session between the 27th of February and the 1st of March. And we give the results very quickly so that you can set everything. The admission test is free. It's important to mention. And you have to know that with the Montreal campus, we have experience to help foreign students to come and to travel and to make their studies in France or in Montreal. But today we're speaking for the campus in Nice, in the south of France, but we will help you for the administration process to be able to study in France. And yes, it's very interesting if you are motivated by the digital business, by the video games especially. And if you want to know more about ISART Digital, well, I invite you to go to our website. on the each IO page. The each IO is a page which where you can find every graduation project of our students in video games. So it's free. You can download every video games in this web page for PC, for mobile, sorry, and different kind of styles, different kind of game. You will see the diversity of what our students do, and you will do later if you join us. And you can find very, very funny games and scary sometimes. It depends the style you like. And for the channel, the YouTube channel, you can find the CG animation movies that are made by the students for the cinema curriculum. It's very funny. You have different kind of movies, but you'll have as well different kind of topics. You have our students talking about their project. You have alumni talking about what they do after the school, and you have different kind of story about the school and project. It's important for you to have a good idea of what ISART Digital is as well. And if you can project yourself in that kind of school, it's important to be sure of your orientation. So feel free to contact us, and we will help you to define if ISART Digital is the right option for you, depending what you want to do, depending your profile. We are here as well to help our candidates to be sure it is the right orientation for them. So that's it. I think I've been quite synthetic. Sorry for my French accent. I think it will be helpful for you to have more information about what we do. And if you have any question, maybe Stavrola can ask me something and give me some question if you have some Q&A.
Thank you so much, Azad. No need to apologize for your accent. It is all good.
Thank you.
Very, very good, very clear, no problem at all. So let's start the questions. Okay, so first questions. Do you have developer skills I can learn on this course?
Well, the ISART Game Business School is not for developers. You'll be on the publisher side of the business. You'll be on the market, people who do the marketing, people who make the publishing plan. So you'll be in the business, you'll be in the statistics, you'll be in the numbers, you'll be in the business launch. And for the developers, it's more in the Paris or Montreal campus for the game programming curriculum actually, but we do offer that, but not in Nice. In Nice, it will be business.
Okay, thank you. And will there be any guidance on how to gain a career in this particular subject?
Sure. ISART Digital help his students to find the right job after the school. We have a business relation department at ISART Digital, which is very dynamic and which helps students to make the connection. But actually, the connections makes itself because of the nature of the school, because of the DNA of ISART. As I said before, ISART Digital has been made to make the student the best student on the market, the most relevant student in terms of skills, because all the teachers are coming from the industry. We have a strong team of teachers inside the school, but we also work with the best people in the industry working in different kind of studios. So our student knows how it works in the industry. They have internships to do as well. So they have the opportunity to develop their skills, to make their professional network grow and to have connection with people. So after the school, if you do right during the school, if you are hard worker, if you are motivated, and if you can collaborate with people, well, the connection makes it spontaneously actually. So of course we are here to help you. If you need help, we will be there even after your graduation. We follow our alumni networks very closely. So don't worry about that. There is a lot of work in this industry. You just need to be passionate, motivated, hardworking, and yes, that's it.
Okay, and do you provide internships with this degree?
Yes, definitely. You'll have internships to do internationally. and it's mandatory for the ISART Digital experience. The internship is part of the DNA of the school, and that's what makes our students very relevant for the industry. So yes.
Okay, and into the visa process now. How does the visa process work for Latin American students?
So I'm not a specialist for legal aspect and visa, but I know that we usually work with specialists for immigration process and to help our students to get their visa for the studies. We already did that for Montreal campus for 10 years. So we will do that again for Nice, for every student from all around the world. So you can rely on our expertise, and we want you to be able to join us if you want to join us.
Great. And how far in advance do you recommend the students to prepare the application?
Well, you can prepare it right now. Actually, you need to be just to be sure to understand the question, Stavroa. It is how much time you need to prepare the application?
Yeah, and if you can repeat the deadline, that might be helpful.
Yeah, the deadline is 25 of February, so you can just send us an application on the website. So feel free to register on the website. You will be contacted by one of our admission member, staff member. The goal is to make an appointment together to define when you shall pass the admission test. And it will be remote for sure. It will be on site if you are in Nice, of course, or in Paris, depends. But we will arrange the appointment. And the most important thing is your CV, your cover letter, and your motivation during the interview.
Okay, and can I stay in France after my studies to work?
So it depends the immigration process. I'm not a specialist right now today, I can't say, but the goal is that you will be able to work wherever you want, especially in France for sure, because the industry is growing in France, and we have needs of relevant manager in the video game industry. So yes, the goal is that you can stay after the school if you want to stay, sure.
And how many hours can I work during studying with you?
How many hours? So usually it's 30 hours a week for the student in Paris and Montreal. So I guess it will be the same in Nice. You'll have you'll have time for your personal project. You'll have time for sport, for fun things, but you'll have time as well for your work project, for the student project. So we try to make our students to have a well-balanced life between work and the other things, because the other things matters. You need to go to how to say, I miss my word, sorry. You need to show to see different kind of things, not only your work. You need to go off the screen as often as possible to take inspiration for your project. This is mandatory.
And are there networking opportunities to meet other employers or other people? I assume so.
Yeah, sure. Again, the connection with the industry we have for 20 years, it's crazy. We know everyone actually. So you can have connection with Ubisoft. We can have a connection with Warner. We can have connection with Activision. We know people everywhere. So we organize as well events inside the school for our students. I mentioned ISART Talent, ISART Connect. So this kind of events are twice a year, and it's a very relevant opportunity to meet people, to connect with people, and this is part of the game, you know.
Amazing. That works out well. And what is the average cost of living for international students?
Oh, good question. I need to think about this. It depends the location. For sure, if you want to live in the center of Nice, it will be more expensive than if you live 20 minutes or maybe 1 hour from the school. But it depends. I need to dig on this, and please feel free to ask us your question by email, and we will find our correct answers for you.
Okay, and how about accommodation advice? Do you have any idea of accommodation in the area?
For the accommodation for the living,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, we work with student residencies, and we have a listing of opportunities for housing. And what we make usually is to connect students together for common housing. I don't know the correct word in English, but you know,
Yeah.
when you are together in a
Student
apartment or in a
accommodation.
house,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
it works well. Actually, it's less expensive and it's very fun. And we make the connection between students because we work with a Discord channel for this to help students to connect together.
And do you have any advice when it comes to writing the cover letter?
You have to be true. You have to be sincere with what you are, who you are, what you want to do later, and what you expect from a school. Because a business school like ours is something quite unique. So just tell us, what are your motivation? What do you want to do after the school, and what do you expect from us? And if we see that there is a match, we will tell you, yeah, okay, it's relevant to work together, and just tell us who you are actually.
Okay, and lastly, do you have a document or website where I can find the program and tuition fees?
Yes, it's all in the isart.fr, I guess. So you can find everything on the website. And I think, yes, you'll find everything on it.
And do you offer any scholarships?
Unfortunately, not yet.
Okay, and I think someone is asking to send the contact email. I can send that over to you, no problem. I'll pop that into the chat. But at the minute, I think that's all of the questions. Is there anything else you want to add, Azad?
Well, just wanted to add, first of all, thank you for your attention and your question and your interest. And again, if you're interested to work in a very dynamic industry with well-paid jobs and a very strong team of people passionate about their work, you will be in the right place at ISART Game Business School, because this is what we do, and we want you to find a job. This is our main goal. So let's meet.
Amazing. Okay, thank you so much for your presentation, and thank you guys for watching, and to those on record. We will be sending you the recording tomorrow in an email. Any questions that you do have, feel free to send them in to us, and we can forward those to the school, and then we'll get in touch very soon. All right, everybody, have a lovely evening or afternoon wherever you are. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.